welcome to the Moms on Maternity YouTube show and podcast. I'm Aimee Cruz, and today we have on Chelsea Starr. She's the mom of two boys, an advocate for physical and mental health, and recently published her first book called Peter and the Book of Wisdom that she wrote for children, specifically her children and other children. How are you today, Chelsea?
I'm great. It's great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So you're a very inspiring mom. You've been on the journey to be the best mom you can be. What does that look like to you, being a good mom?
I think a lot of it is being a living example and proof to your kids that no matter what obstacles they're going to face in life, that they can be defeated, and they need to see that somebody is not just telling them, hey, you can do this, you can go through this, there's a brighter world on the other side, but actually seeing that people can do that, and they have done that, and somebody so close, as their own mother.
How old are your kids?
I have a 2.5-year-old and a 9-month-old.
Oh my gosh, you're right in it.
Yeah, they're a handful.
Wow, 9 months and 2.5.
Yeah.
And when was your book published?
It was actually published last year. It's a project I started when I was in high school, actually. So it's been years in the making.
Have you always been, is it a religiously based book?
Not this one in particular, but it's got a lot of morals and a lot of ethics. It's published through a Christian publishing company. So, but I just really wanted to share just a lot of good themes with children and parents and anybody that's interested in just
How
reading.
long is the book?
It's about a 9,000 word count, so it's kind of for older children.
Do you have it with you?
I do.
Peter and the Book of Wisdom. So morals, and what else is in it? It was really based in morals and.
Yeah, it's a fun little journey. It's a fantasy, and really just about this boy Peter that goes to try to find wealth. His fairy godmother sends him on this journey. He encounters all these different obstacles and all these different characters, and it's so much fun. And you got to read it to the end. It's
amazing. Great. Did you grow up in a religious family?
I did. I grew up actually in a very strict not really religious home, but religious church, fundamentalist Baptist. And I'm a Christian, and but I would say I've really learned what it means to be Christ-like and to live in the image of Christ. And it's not really what the world paints it out to be a lot of times. So
would you explain that a little more?
Yeah, I'd say a lot of people are Christians in churches these days. I would say I believe they're very judgmental, and everything's so black and white with politics, with religion, with everything. And there's a lot of examples in the Bible where there are gray lines, and ultimately my goal in life is just love and show the love of Christ, and just strive for people to be happy. Happiness is something that's depleting in our world, and it's such a simple word to say, but a lot of people just, if you have to ask them, are you truly happy? Are they? And I find my happiness in Christ, and I want to share that with other people.
So how do you find your happiness in Christ? What is that? How does that work?
I talk to God a lot, and I feel like I have a really close connection where he just sort of lets me feel what I need, and he guides me to different people. There's a lot of programs that I'm involved in my community, pregnancy centers and Gift of Life Foundation, which is something I found through the health department. And just he guides me to people that really send me on the right path. They give me the tools that I need. I'm really learning healthy boundaries and what it means to truly love myself and who I am.
What are some examples of your boundaries?
It's funny because I always strive to be the perfect mom. I want to be the perfect wife. I want to be the perfect daughter. I want to be this perfect person for everybody else. But I've learned recently that I've changed really who I am in my core and who I want to be and even what I believe in to make everybody else's life better and easier and perfect. And I've lost sense of what I want, and I've really dropped a lot of even my morals and stuff to connect better with other people. And ultimately, I just want to respect myself and see myself as I'm an individual. I'm a person, and I don't have to change. I don't have to lower my standards or raise my standard. I can just be me. And when you're truly yourself, I think people accept that, and they really bond with you more.
Mhm. So when did your change or transformation start to begin? You said you started writing this book a long time ago in high school.
Yeah, it was actually I was in creative writing, and it was a project to write a children's book, and I've always loved writing. So, I threw out like this huge, giant, long fantasy book, and I enjoyed it so much. I read it to other people that enjoyed it so much that I started kind of rewriting it. And then as I got older and a little better with my writing skills, really honed on it. And my husband actually, he helped me fund and process, go through the process of publishing, which was all new to me. And I looked at all the different pieces of literature I put together, and this one just really stood out as everybody enjoys it. It's so much fun. I love children. I was pregnant with my son, and I really just wanted to throw something fun out there for my first time.
Where can people buy the book?
It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles, pretty much any outlet.
Cool. So what other books would you recommend for kids that are similar, or do you follow similar authors? Is this something where you're planning on writing more?
I have some other series for children. Like when I was a teenager, I wrote a little series of children's books. So I definitely want to probably write more. There's other ventures that I want to do with different types of writing.
Mhm. But the goal is to teach, the goals through your writing is to motivate people to find some type of, what's the goal?
Well, I would say pretty much anything that I write, especially for children. It's really just want there to be a story of hope, a story of proof, if you will. I also love writing poetry. I love like just good old fashioned romantic poetry, and just enjoyable writing, or writing that teaches a lesson. To me, if I'm putting it out there, somebody has to be able to get something important from it.
Understood. What is the wisdom? I mean, is there many different pieces of wisdom, or is it one theme?
There's definitely multiple. There's tons. It's actually when I was publishing the book, I almost thought about doing like at the end, almost like a Q&A and what
Yeah.
can we learn from the book kind of thing. Because I'm like, I don't want anybody to miss anything. And it sounds funny because it's like a kid's book, but it's really easy just to read and not to really dive in and experience it.
That would have been cool. Or you could still do that on your website,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly. It's something I really want to do. So
You have a website?
I don't, not yet. I have a Facebook, and that's about it for now.
Okay. How do you stay healthy otherwise outside of writing and praying? You pray? Do you
I
pray
do. Yes.
every day?
Oh yeah, multiple times. I stay definitely prayer, talking to God, asking God for guidance, really branching out and socializing with other people because God can use other people. Even like doing this podcast, this is very out of my character because I'm an anxious person. Um, but me and my husband, we go to church. We just recently purchased a house. So we've been hosting a ton of just get-togethers and gatherings, and just surrounding ourselves with good friends, good family. One thing we're really working on is just building a group around us of just really good people
Do you ever get social anxiety?
constantly.
So
It's
is that a double-edged sword from like being true to yourself and being, socially pleasant?
Yeah, I would say so. Um, I have like a really good heart. I've got like a golden heart, but communication has always been difficult. Socializing's been difficult. Um, it's definitely tricky because growing up, I wanted actually to do something in the field of psychology and be it like a therapist or something. I wanted to help people, but my anxiety will not allow me to get into that career field and obtain what I need to. And even if I did, I'm such an emotional person that I think I would be absorb these
Mhm.
stories and these emotions of other people. And
Mhm.
it takes a very special kind of person to do that job.
Yeah, I agree. I know I couldn't do that. I couldn't also be like a doctor or nurse. I applaud the people that can handle those kind of jobs. It's just
Absolutely, they're
something that,
blessed.
um, okay, awesome. Peter and the Book of Wisdom. It's available on Amazon. It's your first book, and you have two little children. What do you see yourself? And do you have a vision for where you're going in the future? Or do you look out like 5, 10 years?
Yeah, it's crazy because me and my husband have we met, a little later in life than some people and started our family a little later. And he's actually a tattoo artist. So our ultimate goal is to open a shop that's more of we say Christian based, but family based and clean cut, and where people can come in. And now the world of tattoos has changed so much that we just want it to be for like the moms, the mom type and the younger people and things.
That's your goal?
That would be probably our goal, because that would give us a platform that we think to do charity, to do fundraisers, which is
That's
something
cool.
we'd like to
Yeah.
do. Just to own, you know, something of our own, and make it what we want and stand for, our dreams and our goals and our
And
beliefs.
do you have any recommendations for if someone's looking for some type of a community, how to find one?
What exactly do you mean?
Spiritual community, if someone doesn't have one right now, where would they look for one in their neighborhood?
Right. So right now, like what I've learned was when I was pregnant, just the health department, going in there for WIC, there were groups that I could join where I even get like a nurse assigned to me that's very supportive, and they can show you a lot of outreach. I'd say any pregnancy center for moms and young moms. Um, Churches are always fun and welcoming. So I'm still trying to, I guess, build my own little community of people, but we found most of ours just coincidentally.
Hmm. You just found a church. How do you research what church to go to? There's so many.
Yeah, so we a lot of the church we had moved, so we were going to switch churches and COVID hit, and so we were waiting. And my husband was actually tattooing a youth pastor that invited us to his church, and we went, and the people were just so warm and welcoming, and my kids got to do their first little Christmas play, and so that's where we've been going now.
Awesome. How did he know that guy that was getting the tattoo? Did he know him previously?
No, he just came in, was getting a religious tattoo, and my husband and I were talking about getting closer to God, and wanting to look for a church and find one. And we had even gone over some names, and I feel like God really just
That's
put him
so cool.
for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
When people pray, is there a certain way to pray?
No, absolutely not. I always say that to me, God has multiple positions. He's my father, he's my God, but he's also like my best friend. So I talk to God like really I would a friend. If I'm angry, I go to God. I'm like, God, I'm angry. If I'm sad, I'm gonna cry. I just talk. There's no ritual to it. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. It's just building a relationship and communicating.
Cool. Awesome. Really, really interesting. Thank you so much. Hold the book up again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Peter
Peter and the Book.
and the Book of Wisdom by Chelsea Starts. And it's a journey about a boy who's overcoming obstacles and finding hope.
Exactly.
Amazing. I definitely think that it looks like a really well done book. Thank you for sharing it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. For more, please visit www.monsomaternity.com.